Hello and welcome to a short video designed to release tension in the neck, in the upper back, and shoulder region. So get yourself comfortably sitting in a chair with your feet on the floor. Sit up tall to make sure you're not slouching and leaning back into the back of the chair for support. And then before we do the movement to release tension, we're going to do a before movement to notice where you're starting from. So slowly turn your head to the right and just notice how far does your head turn? How far can you see back that way in the room? And just pause for a moment, notice how the neck feels, the back, upper back, and then come back to the center. And then slowly turn the other way. Just again notice, does this side feel the same? How far can you see? How does it feel? And then back to the center. And then the last range of motion you can check, if it feels okay for your neck, is to lift the chin and look up towards the ceiling. And again, notice how far can you look up? How's the neck feel in the front and the back? And how's the upper back? And then bring the head back to neutral. So the movement's actually pretty simple. You're going to cup your face with your hands. You're kind of resting your hands on your jawline, and you rest your elbows down on your knee area. So you keep the head and the hands in this position. Then it's a simple sliding motion of the elbow. So you're going to take that left elbow and you're going to slide it back along the thigh towards the hip, and the head just kind of comes along for the ride. And then slide the elbow back where it started from. Just 2 more times on this side. And do the sliding slowly. Slowly slide back. And then forward. Breathing freely. And 1 more. Left elbow slides back on the thigh towards the hip. Whatever's comfortable. And then forward. Pause. Same thing 3 times, sliding the right elbow back. And forward. Pause. Slide it back. And forward. Pause. 1 more time. Sliding that right elbow. Return to the front. And then sit up for a moment. Now we're just going to widen the legs a little bit. So the first round, the feet were about hip distance apart. Now you're going to take the legs wider. Doesn't have to be super wide, but wider than you were before. And it's the same movement, but it affects the spine a little differently with the wider legs because the elbows are going to be wider to start with. So come into that same start position, elbows to the knees, cup the face with the hands. And then we'll do that left side first, slide that left elbow back. Can you feel the difference with the wider knees? And then forward. Do that 2 more times. Slide. Pause. And then come forward. Pause. Breathing freely. 1 more. That left elbow. Pause. In the front. And then you're going to do the other side. Right elbow slides back. Notice what you're feeling in your side body. The way the head's moving in this position. Pause in the front. Do that 2 more times. Go slow. Pause at both ends of the movement. Just for a second before you do the last round. Okay, sit back up. Bring your feet more to your hip distance apart stance. Sit up like you did in the beginning. Before we turn the head and look up again and see if our range of motion has changed. Just notice if you feel any different just sitting. And then you're going to turn the head to the right. And just notice, are you looking any further back in the room? I certainly am. It feels a lot easier, a lot freer. Back to the front. And then turn the head to the left. How far can you turn and look that way? Is it changed? Back to the center. And the last one to check is looking up. Slowly lifting the chin. Skip this one if you know it's not good for your neck? And are you looking any further back on the ceiling than you were before? I definitely got a bigger range in all three of those. So that's something simple, quick, easy you can do to release some tension in this kind of neck, upper back, shoulder area. I hope you find it helpful.